Am I going to bark for this Sphinx? Am I going to bark for this Sphinx? Is this where I sacrifice my dignity for information? Yes it is. Mastosh, an infamous spell that causes all testicles on have to twist and turn and clench. It's horrific. Oh. Okay. Hello, there. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Esoteric Ebb. Previously, we, looked around town and found some people in need of help with political aims of their own. Namely, all routes seem to some way or another lead us to the warehouse of the Askani-Reeds trading company. But even after managing to convince the agent inside of cooperating with us despite our past interactions, we still have to do her a favor. Namely, well, delivering some flyers for their political party. So, namely to local businesses, as to show what kind of benefits they provide. So, the hatch on the door swings open. Heyo! A pair of yellow piercing eyes gaze at you from beyond the veil of bushy tears. Stick an AEFA into the deposit slot from the Free Striders next door. I see. I have heard of this. It will be considered. Anything else? Another one delivered. Hell yeah. Thank you for your time. And previously we also got ourselves this green ledger. Which, if equipped, gives us +2 to our wisdom for a total of +6. And so... and it adds a proficiency bonus to the amount of spells we can prepare, if I saw correctly. Yeah. Although, considering intelligence is the thing that is used to attack stuff, we might have to start increasing that soon. Since our spell, even though we have many of them prepared, we don't necessarily have them as the most powerful currently. That is an interesting hatch. Wonder what it is. Doesn't look like it's storage. It could be going in that direction. Let's go find 2 more businesses to deliver these to, and then we should be able to gain access to the warehouse. Yeah, fuck, we're at 500 subscribers, which is a little bit, shocking. I'm not gonna say I didn't think I'd eventually reach this point, but I know that a lot of people who start YouTube don't get very far. And of course, I haven't had any super rapid growth. But it's very fun to see that there are at least 500 people who found me entertaining enough in one situation or another to subscribe. So, if you're watching this, thank you. And if you aren't subscribed, please consider liking and subscribing if you end up enjoying this video. Either way, thank the gods you don't have to try so hard this time. Climb the ladder. Yeah, we're at the top. These people are nationalist dickheads, even though they also have a thing they want to do in the warehouse. I'm not going to help them. I have my own motivations, namely getting a ink cartridge from the warehouse that would aid us and aid the Askalists with their copper press. So we can then we should be able to turn one of them in to Visken, the lich house owner, who we discovered last time is an actual lich. So, hello, Visken. here's the thing. Here's a thing from the Freestriders. Oh, he lifts it slightly, reading the text. An economic accord. How quaint. I have to hand them out to help Agent Viira. I know very well about the free way of business in the East. I have no interest in dealing with these methods unless I am forced to in the event of a governmental shift, which, considering you have been instructed in handing these out, is most likely exactly what is going to happen. As I will indeed most likely sign this in the end. He's being a bitch about it. Who cares? The future is coming, old man! Good, that's all I need. Okay. Alright, thanks. I don't really know what we would do with the information of him being alleged. Are you a business owner? Ost? Little kobold? Wiggling his little claw feet, the kobold follows your eyes, every move with cold, unflinching yellow eyes. I have some questions for you. Short questions. Go. Can I borrow your crossbow? Human is kidding. Not funny. You would make greater use of it than this puny creature. Just take it. For whatever reason he must have been ordered not to hurt you, don't push it. The kobold snorts. Go away! Don't let this slide. Just take the crossbow. Please? No. Snell gives you a stern look. Goblin doesn't want to become an accomplice. Weak. Maybe when he's not around. Alright, fine. Well, thank you for your time. I guess I'd have to report it to the local authorities in that case. Or we could go to the Temple of Earth. There's Duck the Knight, who might know something, considering I believe he called Visken his master. And, you know, I guess that means that that Duck is a Death Knight. Wonderful. God damn it, these fuckers are here. Ah, a jukebox. Oh, wonderful. In this setting. Your eyes take in the enticing green glow of the diskette. Diskette, an esoterically infused stone disc, which has been engraved with the spoken word spell. These have been mass-produced since the mid-arcane era. Spoken word, a second-level transmutation spell that allows the caster to engrave spoken message onto a surface. Whoever touches it will telepathically hear the message in their mind. However, this spell has been mostly used for the last 2 centuries as a way of mass-producing musical records. Oh, hell yeah, now we're talking! So many nights spent looking over track lists. Just don't think about the time they threw you out for playing DLS 15 times in a row. DLS, Dylan's Last Stand, a classic dive bop that got real popular around the time you were born. All Reedsian players know it. Dylan's Last Stand, a poem about an adventurer who accidentally kills his companion and then pays all his treasure to resurrect him. These days it's considered slightly racist, however. The music track by the same name is still played around the coast. Play the disc called Hill Waltz. You press the button and the glowing diskette is pushed into a tiny metal sprongle. A crystal connected with the speaker system touches the stone surface and the music begins to play. Check the other buttons. You press one of them, the mechanism inside doesn't seem active. The jagged movement indicates that the steepest spongles have broken off. Unfortunately, that means that only the first 3 diskettes are playable. Hide and fling. Okay. This is the recruitment music where you get someone into a party, but sure. Hello, Bod. Good to see you again. The goblin seems to play around with the string of her instrument. She's tuning it. Hey! Her entire body jolts when she sees you. She's frightened by the Earth God colors. I'm playing in a second, okay? Okay. Okay. Uh, Take your time, bow your head. She finishes whatever she was doing to her instrument. Alright, let's hear this shit. Don't dance, it'll hurt your chance at anything in this here tavern. Give her the arcane music box. Huh? Eyes sparkle as she glides her hand across the surface of the esoteric wood finish. What is this? Where did you find it? Consider below. It was in some weird mystical corner. So it's dungeon loot, huh? You're giving it to me? Yeah, I mean, I can't use it myself. Well, she brings it before her and starts to press the buttons and twirl the knobs. Damn, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, I can even record samples. This is like a diskette studio, but small enough to carry. I know exactly what to play with this. She glances up at you. Thanks. Just play something cool and I'll be happy. She's so deeply invested in her box that she appears to barely aware that you're even standing here. Let her play. She shakes a bit, nervous as could be. Okay, here we go. Are you gonna play? No, okay, cool. See me and the boys. Hello. God, we got the nationalist, we got fucking the agent, we got the Askalists. Okay. Engage. A lull falls out of the ambient cheer. Just a beat of uncertainty as this cleric steps before the tavern's singular attraction. This happens all the time. Visitors come to gawk and stare. Some brave ones to speak with her. The lady of the house, our most delightful host. Look up at her. Towering, you stare at this somewhat feline creature up on the stage, a living myth, currently taking a swig out of a barrel, clearly not paying you any mind. The scent of cheap wine lingers in the air, along with an esoteric sensation. Sphinx is not to be trifled with. Her physical characteristics are enough to crush everything that is you. Sphinx, a monstrous being often found undertaking missions for the gods, a feminine force capable of seeing through time and space, collectors of ancient lore and dispensers of riddles, known to test mortals to uncover their true worth. However, she will not have to raise a paw, for her magical prowess could exile you from Jor's realm in an instant. Tread carefully. Your legs tremble. Give her a deep bow and don't say anything. Treat her like a cat, let her speak first. The Sphinx looks down at you, Meeting her glowing blue gaze makes you feel like you're falling far, far below the world. There are errors of wisdom behind those eyes. Her expression turns dark. Okay, hold on. Let me take a sip of water before I decide what kind of voice I give her. Dark tidings bring you to the hearth. She speaks low and rolling. You see a hint of chaos in her movements, unfocused. You'd expect her to act a bit drunker, considering the empty barrels on her side. Then again, who knows how well Sphinx holds her liquor? A helmed dog, dragging its leash around the vestiges of Jor. She extends a claw, tickles your arm, and pokes you in the stomach. Woof. Your scarf opens its mouth and nibbles in the direction of the claw. Ulysses does not seem to mind the mimic. Am I going to bark for this Sphinx? Am I going to bark for this Sphinx? Is this where I sacrifice my dignity for information? Yes it is. Woof! Her expression grows lighter. Then she lets out a deep breath. It smells like an old basement full of booze. She liked that. Somehow you've appeared witty to her. That's not the sort of joke that only works once, so no barking. If you want her attention, you must do something remarkable. Takes another sip from her barrel, not looking at you. Watch yourself, cleric, he whispers to you. All this isn't one for idle chit-chat. Turn to Snell. You know the Sphinx? He shakes his head. Every night there's a drunk jackass that asks for a riddle. She usually doesn't hurt them. Oh, a riddle. That would be fun. Thank you, Snell. Did you not hear me? Hello? I wish to prove myself to you, Great Sphinx. Worthy. I wish to prove myself worthy, Great Sphinx. Worthy, little one. Worthy how? Don't you give us riddles? Certainly. Are you ready? Rhetorical. Just wait. She finishes the last bit out of her barrel and puts it down with a slam. The Sphinx leans in, hissing. Once I had the sun's favor, my creed clung close to the wall. Matured in shadows, I've witnessed empires rise and fall. Once left in silence, now the life of the ball. She raised her paw and gestures to the open chamber. Yet I remain draught of embrace, a history's thrall. What am I? Easy. A lovely poem about life's journey. How that time changes all, in the simplest scrape. Your companion smirks and gives a little chuckle. He knows. What do you think, Snell? The Sphinx turns to Snell with a frown. Oh, this seems like a personal riddle for you, not me. I'm just gonna watch, alright. She nods. Yeah, once I had the sun's favor, my creeds cling close to a wall, matured in shadow, I witnessed the empire's rise and fall, was left in silence, now the life of the ball. Yet I remain a draught of embrace, a history's thrall. What am I? The simplest grape thing makes and cling to wall makes me think this is like grapes on a vine, leaving Mrs. Wine. What do I get if I get it right? The Sphinx shrugs, then gives you a cold smile. Satisfaction. Can I think about this for a bit? No. Answer now or never. What happens if I get this wrong? She squints at you and raises her chin. Same as all those who wander these halls, you will lose everything eventually. There's no threat there. She means your only pain upon failure will be existence itself, a mortal life. How many guesses do I get? Hopefully none, but you are allotted one answer. Let's make a guess, I think. Yeah, damn. You focus your mind to come up with something. Anything that could be the answer to the riddle. Something old and time-worn that was once in the line that lived in shadows for a long time before it became popular again. What could it be? You only get one shot to make it count. Wine! Wine. She gives you an intense stare. She's totally going to eat you. Yeah, wine. Oh, it's a piece of a new barrel of wine. She pops a cork open. Wine, yes, that is very correct, little one. Wonderful job. Another riddle solved. Huzzah! Don't. Since you're so amazing. Would you be interested in a quest? Absolutely. 100%. She gives you a serious expression. Accepting a divine quest from a Sphinx is no trifling matter, mortal. In fact, few would survive such an ordeal. A quest? Indeed. Behind me stands a vault. It opens only to those worthy. She leans her massive head downwards, close enough for you to smell the wine breath. To prove you are worthy, you must solve my most ancient of riddles. So old it was handed to me when I first stepped inside this chamber millennia past. Bow your head in silence. Gorbania whispers to you. You're going to on an epic Sphinx quest now? Sure, why not? Not like we're on the job or anything. Turn your Gorbania and whisper. This is important, Snail. Maybe to you. No, really, it's very important to the job too. Convince me. You could give me an esoteric knowledge, or like, or on like the T-shop, or like the T-shop. What the fuck? No, you're probably right. Yep, yeah, something tells me that's not going to have to stop you. Look, I won't stand in your way. Just don't waste too much time on it, okay? The Sphinx stares at your companion. A hero must face much adversity during his quest. She laughs at you quietly to herself and takes a swig of wine. What is this Sphinx quest? This is a riddle, the answer of which is not uttered in words, but revealed by action. She goes quiet and closes her eyes. Just listen. Down within the arcane flare, twin tongues of flame that scorch the air. She takes a deep breath, revealing a wicked grin. Burrowed deep within the earth, a primal string to show your worth. Then she leans in, almost whispering those final words. Falcon gods in thronging herds. A man divine alone houses words. I'm guessing we have to cast an arcane, a primal, and a divine spell. Easy, you understand it immediately. I love riddles, but I'll have to think about this one. The answer is not something you speak. She uses a massive claw to grab something from a pile of stuff and tosses it to you. Once you understand this riddle, return here. You can only solve it during the daytime, alone. You wouldn't want anyone else accidentally figuring out this riddle, would you? She glances at you and your goblin companion. Goblin groans. I am not interrupting the job for that. Do it in the morning or something before you pick me up. The Sphinx chuckles. I never sleep, so you can show up any time after sunrise and before the tavern opens. What have you gotten yourself into? It sounds like this could lead to one hell of a treasure. Okay. Isn't it lonely to hang around here for millennia? She takes a deep breath. I must remind you that my perspective on time is different from mortals. When one views events at a scale measured in eras, a chat like this is but a fleeting blink among a heaven of stars. Mortality makes life beautiful. I've heard that countless times, yet it always comes from those trapped in its clutches. I suppose perspective is everything. Hanging around a tavern can't be too lonely, right? Times have indeed changed. During what you called the arcade era, I had a few visitors. These days, I'm inclined to enjoy the life surrounding me, even with its occasional annoyances. While the average quality of my conversations might have declined, there is value in communicating with all manner of creatures. Knowledge comes in all shapes. If the world is full of imbeciles, then knowing imbeciles will let you know the world. And if that is the case, then how many of those people truly can be called stupid? Quality over quantity sounds better, honestly. Let's let a deep breath force you. It's like you're standing in a storm of cheap wine. Perhaps the next century. I want to ask something else. What do you know about the tea shop? It startled me, which is not an easy thing to do. I'd imagine you're quite close to it. Yes, an explosion like that has not been felt in this place for decades at least. Stay quiet for a few seconds and then throw it out the water and yell boo. Fuck. Okay. No. Understandable. Yes, it reminded me of our darkness, what your people call the Fade Era. Fade Era, the second of 5 eras, when Draw went silent and the ancient terrors were slowly replaced by those in charge today. This is when humans first arrived, for example. It was a time just before I was tasked with guarding this vault. Then the mollusca tooling carter of them bargained with me for divine knowledge and assistance. I liked those snails, they were good company. I was saddened when their city melted under Isith's fire. The crackling of those flames, the terrible force that ruined everything in its path, flames of many colors. Those thoughts stirred in me when I felt that explosion. All the magic. Could someone have used fireball to cause the explosion? The Sphinx shrugs. I've seen more than a fair share of those in my time. Seems like everyone uses it. A 3rd level fireball will not come close to that close to that power. What about a higher level fireball? She shrugs. It would have to be very high. But who knows? Who knows? I'm sure you'll figure it out. Tell me about Isith. I'd prefer not. His terrible raid is a topic left out of polite conversation. When you see the flaming mounds upon the burned coast lit up in smoke and cinder, you will know his will has not gone away. Not for a moment. Flames of many colors? Blue, yellow, and purple. It is said if you see the purple, it will be the last thing you do. Alright, I'll be going now. Do I attempt to flirt with the Sphinx? Ah, fuck. I mean, I kinda have to try. You're a very impressive creature, you know that? Mm-hmm. She taps her claws. Where are you going with this little one? Oh boy, get ready to run! Yeah, this might have been a bad idea. The goblin companion kicks you in the shin. You wanna get mazed? He hisses at you. That's how you get mazed! The goblin is referring to the concept of being magically transported into an endless prison. Which is technically something a Sphinx could be capable of, just so you know. Oh no! No, never mind. Alright, little one. I'll assume you simply coughed very loudly. What is this tavern your lair or your lair tavern? She lifts her barrel to her lips and holds it there for a moment. Eventually she lowers it and says, that is indeed a riddle worth pondering. Must cost a lot to get you all this wine. Do you like the... can I ask why? Why what? Why a tavern? I was convinced. She glanced at the pile of wine by her side. It was not a battle quickly won, however Rick's bidder worked tirelessly for many an evening to argue her point. Eventually, and completing a few quests on my behalf, I let her rent out a part of my lair, but only for a century. Oh, is that all? Nice to see you enjoying your tavern lair. I got another question, and I'll be going. Alright. We'll have to flirt with that fucking... Oh, it's dusk now. Cool. Are you the owner here? Oh, wait, shit. Wait, you are the owner. Fuck. Can I give you the thing? No? No, not that. It would be something akin to 1,000 a month, standard fare. Obviously, all my proprietary deals would have to be included in that. Obviously. Which would make it more akin to double that price at least. The Organ places her cup on the counter and leans forward. We hope you'll consider it. The Finnish woman behind the counter gives her a wide, sharp grin. Viira turns to leave and almost walks right into you. Whoops. Cleric, lovely to see you again, but I can't stop to chat. You'll speak by water lane later, will you? As the orc steps past you and leaves the tavern, you look over to the woman behind the bar. She locks eyes with you while putting away the orc's cup. Approach.
Hey.
Behind the counter stands a woman of fiendish orangey, focused on filling up one of the taps. She immediately stops when she notices you approach. A tiefling. A folk with demonic or devilish blood in their veins, often have features such as horns, tails, red or blue skin, and various esoteric abilities. Welcome to the Drunken Sphinx. My good lord, a cleric! How lovely to see the city stop by. She gives you her full attention. Name's Rickspitter. I'll be serving you tonight. This woman is a perfect hub of information. Pick her brain. Yes, if you want to know gossip in a like D&D setting, go to the tavern. That's where you'll learn shit. I want to pick your brain. I am the cleric of Norwick. Actually, I need to make clear to you that I am not a cleric. No way. Yeah, I'm not a cleric. Oh my. What kind of rapscallion are you then, to dress up like that? I am a druid. Wouldn't have guessed, huh? Oh well, good for you. Being nature's friend or whatever. I'd like to pick your brain. That could be arranged, she says and gives you a big smile. That just means I'm going to ask stuff. Thank you, that's very kind. I know, I've got a big heart. The biggest, she says with a wink. Jesus, okay. You're the tavern owner. Do you happen to have a bunch of information that could help me in my quest? Sure. If there's anything I can do for you, just ask. I know more than most in this sprawling city of ours. Oh, Snell! She exclaims as she notices him over the counter. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Want something to drink? I'm on the clock. He nods at all to you. Oh, you're the escort, eh? That's not how I'd phrase it, but sure. She laughs and sticks her sharp finger in your face. Don't get Snell into too much trouble, you hear? He's already grumpy enough as it is. The two of them clearly share past in an enemies to lovers kind of way, only without the lovers part. The free riders would like you to sign this. She looks over the document. Oh, thank you, but I've already got one. It's right in my office. Old Rix here's got some sources of her own, you see. But this is a great reminder. I'll be sure to sign it soon. So you're happy about the accord? Oh, for sure. She smirks. Freesiders are very good business partners, you know. The economic support they offer is unprecedented. And that's without mentioning their general view on trade making and this entire market perfect for economic growth. Now, I'll finally be able to deal with the futures again. You know, without having to deal with all those pesky and quite frankly tyrannical oversights. Time to make some money. And you, what else can I do for you? Tell me about yourself. Do you know a man called Frank, son of Frank? The question causes her to let out a hearty laugh. I'm so happy I'm not the one having to ask that stupid fucking question. No, I'm afraid I haven't. She eventually manages to tell you. Sorry, cleric. She cannot help you. She probably gets hundreds of people using that fake name during any given week. Do you know anything about an elf on Torstad? An elf on Torstad? You go up the hill and you might find some near the Ilum Embassy, obviously in the Palace District. The Palace District, one of 5 districts in Norway, most home of aristocrats, bureaucrats, and remnants of Earth's court. But not here. Ooh. Do I want to get serious? I found a dead elf in the tea shop. She stares at you. Don't just say that shit is sensitive information. You what? You hear a groan coming from Snell. She looks around, her eyes wide open. She's making sure no one else heard. Honestly, someone actually died in the tea shop? And it was an elf? The cleric's tired, he says things. She tries to keep herself from talking too loudly, but it's clearly difficult. You get said, Sophia. No, I lied. Ah, lovely lie. Nice, you're a great liar. No, I meant it was a joke. Ah, funny. You see gears turning behind her bright eyes. You've given her most valuable asset of the coast, juicy info. This might bite you in the ass later. Or she'll be very appreciative. Alright, another topic. Sure. Tell me about the owner of the tea shop, please. I certainly hope that this won't end very badly. Drummer, he's a real piece of work. Like, I'm impressed that he kept the tea shop afloat for so long, but look, I just know rumors cave. Okay. Love rumors. He leans in with a smirk. Same. Drummer kept the tea shop full of escalists, mostly young ones. But supposedly he'd been working with the freeze riders on the side. Like some kind of spy? She laughs. Could you imagine? Do you think he blew up the tea shop himself? No. She shakes her head and repeats her answer. No, that bird could never make a balls move like that. Now run away from it, for sure. That's what I'd expect. And indirectly, I'd be surprised if he's not at least a little to blame. Does he come here often? Nah, well, yeah. Is that a maybe? Look, I see him around. He's not a regular, but when he does show up, he's loud and wants to perform, you know. Just as drumming on the counter. Not the greatest patron. What do you think he's at? Well, I do remember him mentioning something about an escape plan one time. Really? That sounds very relevant. The bird was drunk, okay? Muttered something about covering every liability. And now his escape plan was, look, I thought it was a bad joke. But he said, from what I recall, that his plan was to sneak into a crate and ship himself to Reeds. Idiotic, you'd have to survive for weeks in a tiny cramped space. That's ridiculous. That wouldn't work, would it? I mean, I'm sure it's happened at some point, historically. He shrugs. Drunken ramblings, but if I were you, I'd check water lane. Okay. Well, that's probably going to be in the warehouse as well, then. I'm searching for a paladin. She shakes her head. Don't expect to find much. I haven't seen Lord Gorm in weeks. What does he look like? Big guy with but with more gold. Not the type you'd like to arm wrestle. Other than that, green eyes, blonde, long hair. A fancy nobleman in armor, got it. Did he wear a helmet? Oh no, never actually. He always showed off those golden locks. Guess his proclivity for vanity very much surpassed your own, cleric, she says with a playful smile. Did you ever hear him say anything suspicious? She laughs. Look, drunkards say all kinds of shit. Can't read too much into it. What did you hear? Was there a bunch of ranting about how every single political entity in this city should be burned to the ground? Some typical pro-human slogans, you know the stuff. Ah, so Lord Gorm was a fascist, got it. She laughs a bit. Might be simplifying the issue a bit, but sure. You know where I could find him? I heard all kinds of rumors, cleric. Either he's cracked under pressure and started living as a fisherman, or a beggar on Waterlane. Or he's died in the towns below fighting under abominations. Or he's jumped the ship to Muletown. Maybe Lord Gorm wants to head out into the infinite waste. The toll's passed. Either way, I don't think you're going to find him, cleric. Maybe some clues as to his fate somewhere on Tolstad. Who knows? Fucking hell. Ugh, I'm talking so much. Tell me about yourself. How do I get to the Undercoast? Tell me about your business, your devil or demon fiend. How did you end up here? Long story. Oh gods! I'll keep it short, as I'm sure you've got better things to do. Essentially, family from High She was born in Vorgany, raised in Reeds during the worst of the revolution, left my family behind and came here to start anew. Now I'm building a business left and right. This guy's a wonderful land full of promise. I love it here. She leans in and smirk. Thank you so much for talking to an outcast like me, cleric. She's hitting on you. Hit back. You know what? Let's flirt. I flirt back. Yes! Impossible you to find her attractive. Boo! The red one is correct, but still boring. Oh, what is my type? Too big of a question to ask while you're awkwardly staring at this old woman. Come on, let's flip back. God damn it. Okay, fine. You're welcome, citizen. I am! He notes her sharp teeth. She shows us sharp teeth in a bright smirk. God, she's cute. Fucking racist ass strength stat. I'll talk to you still, and then I'll go to the water lane storage. You approach the dwarves as they argue through heavy slurred words. Oh fuck, okay, shit. God damn it. Ett borgerligt påhitt! Priset på detta skeliga vid. Hits his cup while gesticulating wildly. The white wine spills out over the table. Form an Alphos, Simeon tells his boss while glancing up at you. Perhaps this time. Hello, Alphos. Alphos turns to you. Oh! He laughs. Well, what are you gonna do, Mr. Cityman? Cast mass torsion on us? Mass torsion, infamous spell that causes all testicles on app to twist and turn and clench. It's horrific. Oh my god! Mass testicular torsion is a spell in this game? Oh my fucking god, that's horrifying. Holy shit! Oh my god, mass torsion! Oh god, ugh! No! Simi's face grows pale, completely pale, along with each of the other male dwarves around the table. Well, the female dwarf at the end of the table calmly sips her wine cup. He's ignoring this whole event. Alphas is very, very drunk. He's got the false confidence glowing through his sweaty forehead. He pulls up his chest and gets up from his seat. Mass torsion is a war crime. Could be suitable here, though. Of course not, Alphas. I would never do such a thing. He raises his eyebrow and looks at you diffusely. Didn't you help us, Mr. Cityman? Weren't you a friend? Yes, Alphas. I am a friend. Simi gets up from his chair so fast it falls to the ground. I think it's time for us to go now, Alphas. Bah! Look at the foreman. Let's do this a little. It's, not that late. He looks very, very tired of us all of a sudden. Step away and let Simi lead him away. Tap off on the shoulder. This is why drinking is always a bad choice. You should learn from the experience. No, steps away and let Simi handle it. Simi steps in and grabs his boss. Sorry, clerk. I'll get back to the apartment. Headquarters. What? Is it time already? Alpha seems to relax. Was his brother steadies him by the arm. As they stumble away, you hear him mutter, Haskell would be proud of you, Simi. A good worker, that's what you are. Good handling of that cleric. The rest of the dwarves keep drinking, not really reacting much to the foreman's outburst. Must be a common occurrence. Okay, and I'm not talking to the fucking Ascalist youth. Fuck that shit. Oh, but I will give some money to the bard. There's a small plate with a fair bit of crowns scattered around the surface. The goblin glances at you, approaching the donation bowl. Want to donate crowns here? You do? How much, though? I'll go aboard. She's an artist, they're rich. Highly unlikely. I'll give you 10 crowns. Place a handful of crowns into the bowl. A good amount. Oh, thanks, cleric. Let her play. Alright. God damn it. There's still more people here. Okay, who are you? I think you're new. Rasp bow for hire. The scent of smoke fills your helmet as you approach the hooded goblin. He takes a drag from the pipe, his rough face illuminated. He's glaring at you. Did you see that pillar crossing? The hooded goblin does not reply at first, and he looks at Snell with a foul frown. I see you're getting more crammed by the day. Brand, the Goblin traitor, the one who signed the Goblin Treaty, giving away everything to Earth after the Goblins' genocide. Sometimes Goblins invoke his name to call another Goblin a human lover. Sorry, that was charisma, not wisdom source. Goblin genocide, the destruction of the Goblin clans of Askani by Earth. Around 50 years ago, 3 clans were then integrated into Norwick, with their new generation being put through human schooling. Fuck you! Keep staring at him. You hear him clear his throat slowly. I suggest bothering someone else, human. You know this guy's now? Sure, that's Raz. Ignore him, he's not interesting. The hooded goblin lets out a cloud of smoke. Listen to your pet, cleric. What was that, Raz? What was that? Did you say something, Raz? Your rage is building inside your companion. You only scoffs at Snell's question. Let's go, Snell. Leave before he does something stupid. Alright. Let's head out then. Okay. Then, let's go and return to water lane this time. Because I want to get into the warehouse, because it seems like a lot of shit is leading towards that direction. How do we get there again? Oh, fuck, the fucking windmill. God damn it. Okay. Up here. Here we go. Hold on, was that this asshole's little brother on the roof there? Hello, kid.
Huh?
The scrawny kid sits alone on the roof. Roof of the roller mill. He jumps as he notices you approach. Hey! I'm allowed to be up here! The boy doesn't actually know if it's illegal to sit here. I didn't say anything. No, I guess you didn't. Relax, I'm just seeing what you are up to. Oh. His body language goes from fight or flight to I guess I'm not going to die tonight. I just come up here sometimes, after work, to think. You like working at the kiosk? Yeah, it's good. He's trying not to talk to you, steering conversation into a null. He wants to be left alone. Perhaps you should indulge him. Do your parents know you're out this late? He keeps looking at you, out at the horizon. No. Careful now. Boys just got real quiet. Neither of them are around. An orphan, or just neglected? They're not around, eh? Mom's gone. Dad's dead. That is awful. A glance towards your companion reveals a solemn expression gazing out over the city. Look at the horizon with them. He doesn't say anything. The boy just looks at the horizon. Sit down next to him. He doesn't seem to react at first. And he says, I don't think about it a lot. I was there just go to school and the kiosk. Keep his mind off things. Keeping his mind off things. Understandable. I'll sympathize. Or try, at least. You know what to say. Do I? You have to. Tell him. Oh no, not that. Sorry, but you have to. Tell him about Dad. So here's the thing. The boy doesn't say anything. My dad was crushed by a troll. He just looks at you with wide eyes. What? The smell was awful. Loud. He told me to run, but I was very little. I stood and watched. I remember it well, just 30 feet down the lane. There was a troll in Norwick? Almost. I lived in the hills. He went on a rampage through the village. Oh. 10 men died that day. My dad was number 8 on the official list. He stops looking at you. It's not nice. Not having a dad. Yeah. I heard it's not always great to have one either. Not always. He speaks with pain. I just want to say, he glares at you, glares across the room once more. You're not alone, Arn. It hurts differently for everyone, but you're not alone. Yeah. Thanks, Eric. I mean, I'm not really alone. I've got a brother. There is hope in his eyes when he says that. He gets up from the roof tiles. I'll get home, he mutters. Yeah, thanks. He gives you a nod. Then he walks away. I don't know if that made a difference or just got him confused. But, good job. I do my best now, I do my best. Yes, you do. He shakes his head. Yes, you do. Damn. Ah, getting a little bit close there. But, hey. Hold on. No, I can't. I wanted to tell him to, I wanted to tell him to take care of his bro. What the what? Stress cube. Pickpocket item, 18 dexterity check. Okay, that's a tough one. But let's try. Nope. You swipe in your hand and pull it back. Pull it back now. That doesn't seem to do anything. What? It's stuck. What? Yeah, this is bad. Scream, howl, shout. Your fingers. Oh, God's be damned fingered. Fingers. The pain blinds you, but you feel it. The fall. Hit the ground. Ah! Well, you're alive. Somehow. That was fucking awful, but it was close. Cleric, what the hell? You, The goblin lets out an exasperated groan. Be more careful, okay? Master Hat! Meek must get good at spotting iron threat. Meek assume Master is not going to put hand in the grinding machine. Yeah, next time don't fall down. Next time. Come on, you gotta try it again, don't you? Alright, leave the giant cog alone. Fucking hell. I need to heal up. I'll consume some cardamom treats since the healing potion is probably for more emergency situations, and then some apple mix. What's this door? You approach the locked door once more. It's still locked. Oh yeah, I got the fucking lockpick. Fuck yeah. Your fingers work the mechanism with precision. Click, click, click. Lock gives away. The door swings open. You see nothing but black beyond. Complete utter darkness. Can't see a damn thing in there. Is this dungeon? The scarf's eye swaps around your head. No, not dungeon. No traps here. Cast dancing lights. Your light cuts through the gloom. The storage chamber reveals itself. Broken crates, scattered papers, a mess of abandoned equipment. Someone left in a hurry. That tea-shop blast reached even here. That blast shook everything. Push forward. You wade through the debris. This place has been abandoned for some time. Dust covers everything. What a dump. Meek smells old human scent. Very old. Search for anything useful. You sift through the papers and crates. Most of it worthless, old receipts, inventory lists. But then you find something. Pick up the document. Notice. Official letterhead. Notice of termination. Collective active violation. You scan the text. The Volomir owner fired everyone. He tried to form an Askar union. All workers dismissed. Effective immediately. Brutal. Human boss. Big was mean. That explains why this place is so empty. The owner shut down rather than deal with the organized labor. The workers deserve better. They did. But the world rarely gives people what they deserve. It has all this time. At least it's all this factory work. It's bourgeoisie bullshit all the way to the top. Bourgeoisie? He's showing his bleeding heart. Snell is correct. It's awful. He shakes his head. Ignore me, I'm getting tired here. Continuing deeper into the chamber, at the back you find an office. The owner's private space. Check the desk. Approach the desk. All papers, ledgers, more termination notices. And then a drawer. Locked but poorly. Force it open. The drawer slides open with a snap. Inside is a smooth stone, one with several faces adorned on the side. It pulses faintly with esoteric energy. A magic item. Esoteric! Examine the stone. Sending pebble. You pick it up carefully. A sending pebble. Sending pebble. A magic item capable of casting a weak version of the sending spell. Only reaching the targets within a kilometer due to it not requiring a receiving magic item. Unlike the regular sending stone, it is exceedingly expensive and rare. Oh shit, these are expensive! Pocket the stone. You slip the pebble in your pouch. Time to leave. This place has given you all it can. I'm not finding anything else here. Let's go. Eek would help find exit. Come on, come on! You make your way out of the dark. Make your way back through the darkness. What a lovely delve. Let's see that shit. Examine. You hold up the pebble. Please don't bother anyone with that, cleric. You think about who you could send a message to. There are a few targets you have in mind. A tier, lady said name. I'm working on the t-shirt, just wanted to check in. All this. Hey, news. It is a cleric. I'm just calling you and sending people. Okay. They'll let me actually just communicate with them long range. That's fine. Yeah. Cool, I guess. Let's go to water lane. Right. Hello, Mr. Crab. I of those don't get them in and I'm going to die. Sorry. I love doing that bit with the Mr. Krabs voice. Yeah. I wonder what's gonna actually end up being a fucking thing. I certainly hope it's something useful. Or it could be a situation that it's closed now because it's evening. It is not. Wonderful. Oh! Okay. Hello, there? How lovely of you to join us, cleric. Orc nods at you, the shining beacon of a guest floating in front of a fireplace. You should speak with him, alright? Okay, let's talk to this torch-head motherfucker. Hello! And the AR trading company greets you with a blinding sight. A celestial being wrought in radiant light. A cleric arriving exactly when I need you. This is the ambassador of the Golden Horde. The light reaches out to you. A voice forms in your mind. Do not fear the light. Ours do not disalign. You are safe. Your legs turn to jelly. This whole do not be afraid business is sort of counterproductive, really. Do the proper greeting, title, and bow your head. Ambassador, bow your head. Cleric. Light flutters. Snell stands behind you, clearly uncomfortable. Careful, cleric. Beside the light stands a woman draped in red. The light reaches towards her. She bows her head to it. Yes, Ambassador? She begins to leave for the door, but on the way, she throws you a stern glance. You again. Watch yourself, cleric, for the light watches you. Once the ambassador's servant leaves, Viira lifts her chin, squinting. So, we've been talking about some new projects on Waterlane. I mentioned how you helped getting the AEFAs out to local entrepreneurs, and we know who you are, Drunken and Snell. The voice interrupts Viira, who immediately goes silent. The goblin jolts at the mention of his name in his mind. He dares not look at the light. Okay. The ambassador's light then turns to your companion. A goblin in service of the Dragon of Tolstad. Sorry, a goblin in service of the Dragon of Tolstad. You tread a clean path. You led the front during the Ice Bay Point operation. Ice Bay Point, the eastern point of the Palace District, the third largest port in Norway. You stabilized the HWBT City Below expansion project on your first year of service. A goblin going against the grain to get results. You have been noticed. Look at Snell. Snell attempts to glare at the light. He is sweating. Snell is nervous. You feel bad for him. Thanks for noticing. The light grows closer to you. You are special, Ragan. An exception. The Horde places attention on exceptions. That is what we do. How am I special? You're the only registered cleric in the city who is not listed in the party of Norway. That's just because they didn't like you. You have a history of political violence. You have an innate talent for the esoteric arts. That was a false report. You did not enact any violence. The violence was enacted upon you by an Earth God soldier. You have shown support for the Reedsian ideologues in public writing multiple times. Yeah, your patriarch did not like that. Not one bit. Yeah, they only keep you around because you're still useful. Otherwise, with all this bullshit hanging about, you'd be gone a long time ago. You are an anomaly, Ragan. What you have done here with the Agent Viira shows more proof of that. Thank you. Take a deep bow. The Golden Horde wishes to extend a bond of service to you and Snell. A bond? That could be interesting. The Golden Horde offers many opportunities for outside contractors. Addressed through the Askani-Reeds trading company, we would be very interested in building this potential relationship. This means well-paid positions of power, political ambitions, and monetary security. In return, this means monthly communications with agents, occasional alternate goals as ordained by us, and eventually joining the Golden Horde's outreach program. In short, become their spy. In return, they protect you. Until you're no longer useful. This would be signing your soul away to a foreign power. Apologies. If calculated, it could prove useful, but in the long term it seems foolish. The Celestial wants to use you. They view you as a sheep and nothing else. The AR trading company would, of course, cooperate on such a deal if you were interested, cleric. We have deep ties with the Golden Horde, as you can imagine. Is this offer something you would be interested in, Ragan? I'm not sure. Can I think about it? Yes, you may. Perhaps we shall speak again of this in the future. Nothing about this has to happen right away. His response has been recorded, and that is what we needed. We shall leave for now, and while we are here, the offer is also extended to Snell. You hold any interest in this deal? His eyes dart to you. I could consider it. Your consideration has been recorded. Look at Snell. He shrugs. Thank you. Now, to move on. Several AEFAs have been signed on Torstad. That is good work, Agent Viira. Capital Dominion updated. Oh, like I mentioned, the cleric's effort was integral to success, and we will continue in the coming days post-election. That is satisfactory. Not so many were positive about this AEFA business. They'll come around. They always do. As the content of these contracts, I have been informed of some changes. Changes? Her stance changes. She did not like that. Uh-oh. What changes? Currently, the Accord has a big incentive for Reedsian investors. We wish to expand that to include those of the Golden Horde. I believe we spoke about this at the... This AEFA also includes several loopholes and problematic elements that could interfere with the Golden Horde's current and future blockades. The clanlands. Yes, among others. If local businesses are able to trade freely via land as well as sea to regions and states, the Golden Horde deemed sanctioned. In both most serious cases, the clanland conflicts, as well as the lesser situation of targeted tariffs, then we cannot move forward. This issue has been brought forward already with your owners. Accept several errata in the near future. Or expect several errata in the future. It would have been good to see these comments before the election, as discussed. I apologize for the tardiness, but I assure you this issue is entirely the fault of the Askani-Reeds trading company. Ha! This guy said, I'm sorry, but everything is actually your fault to her face. These Celestials are hilarious. You rage. God damn. Agent Viira, this is above you. Above her rank. She clears her throat and straightens her outfit. Of course. Of course, Ambassador. Thank you for the heads up. The light turns back to you. The Golden Horde is very interested in seeing economic prosperity in your city, Drunken. They want control. Agent Viira nods, looking like she's going to explode. The first step towards that is handling the Clanlands. For far too long, Norwick has ignored its halfling war criminal populace. I ask you, Rogan, as a city cleric of the city, do you believe the humans would choose prosperity over the propaganda of the Clanlands? Viira says nothing, but throws you a glance. Her expression now fades, replaced by another expression. I said telling you, this guy is a monster, so be careful. What are the halflings to us? Some type of neighbors. Just another folk type. Unlike dwarves, they have no close bonds with the earth folk. They are a resilient stout folk, one found all over the coast. Not too unlike humans, they have been enslaved and controlled by for most of their history. You must stand by them. Oh gosh, what should I say? Careful now. If you kiss his ass, you'll know you're an asset. If you go all halfling lovey-dovey, you'll know you'll never be one. Well, considering the weird tension here, that might not be a bad thing. If you're antagonizing, you might be able to push back. Which, if you do correctly, might net you some points with Agent Viira. Who cares about the halflings? But more importantly, while this guy is clearly not someone to fuck with, if you push back in just the right way. My city does not involve in the foreign conflicts. We will simply seek prosperity and avoid. Okay. They are our closest neighbors. The Earthfolk will always stand by the Clanlands. For now, ominous. The light perceives you. The golden line is set. Halflings have shown themselves unable to accept this fact. We set the line to protect them, to create lasting peace, since they refuse to comply with our reasonable demands. I hope you understand our most peaceful method of handling their terrorism is through sanctions. The light turns back to Viira. Agent Viira, you have been a valuable asset for many years, yet I sense frustration in them. That is not acceptable. She glares at the light. You will make certain the Askani-Reeds company fully complies with the AEFA erratum. It is a matter of Golden Horde security. It is not negotiable. It will be your highest priority as of now. Viira looks defeated. The org is beaten. This is tense. Focus. The light guy is fast and precise, but you know that he's bullshitting. It's instinct. Catch him on it. For the revolution, stand up to him first, then do it. Catch the ambassador's contradiction. Yeah, DC 10. Let's hope. Fuck yeah. Let's go, baby. The Golden Line. You think an all-powerful angel horde would be able to do whatever they want. Instead, they draw a line in the sand. Why? Well, you know why. International pressure. Exactly. They can't just invade Askani, since that'd make every country on the coast pull the alarms. You see how he pushes for the image that we need them, but not for the other way around. Fuck on that now. Ambassador, if you want to solve your clanland's problem, then you need to support from the international community. You need the Freed City's support. The light flickers. This is cooperation. You know the revolution will be heard, as will your ambitions, if they push 200 AEFAs. The ambassador perceives you. Water. Make concessions, Ambassador. It's worth it. You know the local freesiders will route to dance around if you don't. Make sure your choir knows it. You speak with confidence, Drunken. Only because I know you know I am correct. The light retracts, focused in on the head of the Celestial. Viira looks on with a smirk, clearly entertained. Oh yeah, you're at the right spot. The AEFA's erratum is not my decision, the voice says. I will consider your statement, he says. Agent Viira, do you concur? I do, Ambassador. My earlier frustration was due to the problematic situation. The AR leadership will struggle with these changes. A compromise would go through much easier. Even just starting with a discussion, perhaps between you and our owners, would go a long way. Good. This will be taken into account. The ambassador begins to float towards the door. I will leave now. Thank you for your time. The radiant light being opens the door via some type of telekinesis and floats out on the streets of Waterlane. Viira stands up, walking over to the fireplace, leaning against the brickwork. She lets out a deep, tired groan. Viira is allowing herself to be herself around you a little bit more. I don't want to congratulate you on annoying our dear friend, the ambassador, but the orc agent shoots you an intriguing smirk. The type you haven't seen for many, many years. That was fucking beautiful. Moving closer, she follows up with a firm tap on the back. I really tossed you in the deep end, but you handled yourself exactly the way I like. I just told the truth of the celestial bastard. You sure did. Look, I have to deal with the choir entanglement all the time, and they never cease with the bullshit. Having a third party, that's you, push back for once, absolutely glorious to watch. I thank you for that, personally and professionally too, of course. The orc looks at you, relief in her eyes. This along with all the help on the AEFAs. I owe you some type of reward, don't I? Oh, this is the right moment, asking for an advance. Oh hell, I allude to some kind of payment for delivering the AEFAs. A reward? It's time to step up, ask her out! A reward, eh? Attempt to flirt. It gives you a thoughtful expression for a few seconds. Yes, that's what I said. She's choosing her words carefully. You, me, dinner. Someday next week. Dinner. The orc looks at you, a contemplative look on her face. Okay. Let's do it. Yes! Sounds good. But perhaps something more tangible would also be fitting. Agent Viira glances around the room. For one, I'll be sure to grant you full access to the rest of the facilities, if you wanted to investigate the warehouse properly. But beyond that, well, you see, we have this sword here. It's called Kattegat. Catgate? Or something like that? She approaches the massive Zweihander propped up on the wall. As she places her hand upon the grip of the sword, you see something curious happen. It curls up. Ooh, it's a selective blade. Interesting. As she removes her hand from the blade, it unrolls itself immediately. A fickle weapon. Ever heard of such a thing? It was purchased years ago from an excavation in the Reeds, old Arcanist cache, a coastal armory. It's Vorpal, extremely magical, with perfect metallic endurance and sharpness. It would be worth half a fortune, somewhere around 50,000 crowns, if not for the fact that it refuses to be used. It simply rolls itself up when wielded by anyone, in any way. Come try it. Alright, I'll trust grip. Just like with Viira stuff, yours also causes it to roll up. It's quite funny, however, I've had comments from upper staff that it's quite embarrassing to have spent money on it, so I've been tasked with making it go away. Okay, sure. It's not the most useful weapon, but if you're interested, you can take it as a reward for your work. It's still quite magical, maybe even sentient, considering the reaction. Your scarf curls up when Viira doesn't notice, whispering in your ear. Blade is thinking. What do you mean? Meek recognized the type of blade. Old master had one once. It will judge. Only work when happy. Very cranky metal. I'll take it. Great! He hands you the Warpole sword in its curled up state. Glad to see it come to use. Just don't tell anyone where you got it from. Beyond that, I'll be sure to put in a good word, so we can work together again post-election, since I guarantee you, there will be a lot more. I'll nod. She nods back. I've got some paperwork to deal with, but if there's anything I can help you with, just let me know. Very happy to see you on our side, cleric. The tall awkward gives you a warm smile. Wonderful! Woo! Now we should be able to head down, and we have a date next week. Though I'm guessing that it's not gonna happen to end up too well. Considering I'm going to be betraying her to help the Askalists. Field warehouse. What are you? On the top of the box you see the words Coldridge R Special Cartridge Quill Wells. Fuck yeah! Bingo! Yes, this is the ink Modissa asked for. Open the box. Inside you see a tightly stacked series of iron cartridges, each marked with a series of numbers. More importantly, there are three different color inks. Uh-oh. Red, yellow, and green Quillwells variants. Ha! Go with yellow, she'll hate it. Green. Go with green. I'll grab the green. Wait, which one did she want? She did not specify. Logically, she would want black ink for the paper. But this crate seems to only contain color ink. So this is probably the reason why her vendor didn't sell her stuff, right? They didn't have any black ink, just to color. Would that... maybe it doesn't matter which one. Maybe not. Would that color ink turn the paper into that color? Mixed with regular ink, it would turn the text into a faint color variety. It would be quite strange, but also unique. I'll grab the green. You grab one of the iron cartridges from the crate. They are heavy, rigid metal feels cold to the touch. You hear something sloshing around inside. Despite placing the cartridge in my pouch of holding, it doesn't quite feel like I've actually looted it. Ignore that. That's just an innate feeling that this is a quest item. This quest item isn't that important. Right. Hold on. Questing tree. I believe somewhere in here. This one, yes. Capital Dominion. And so here we are, at the end of a long line of divine tyrants and feudal lords. Feels like being at the end of history itself, taking a dive off into a chasm of hope. That's liberalism, baby! What is liberalism anyhow? A bunch of stuff. Personal freedom, the right to climb the ladder. Free trade is a part of it, letting people and the companies they own spread their economic rules without big government stomping on them. Then you've got democracy, which is like the most liberal thing out of them all. Mainly because it allows people to actually pick and choose their leadership instead of it being determined by God's spells and steel, as is the historical precedent. Love it. Well, not as much about the capitalism parts of it, but their personal freedoms and their democracy parts are great. Obviously, you've already been obsessed with it for years at this point. Not that your thoughts have any real impact on the city, unless you get back to writing, of course. Writing? Why would I ever perform such a degenerate act? No. So turning freestrider no matter what, true, their power is just too overwhelming. And where does the power come from? Propaganda. Okay, I think you need to rethink your whole mindset here, from scratch. Like rebirth? Let's not get all ontological. Freestridism is future, that much is clear. What you saw had happened in the fancy room between Viira and the glowing guest? That's going to be the main conflict going forward, not some scuffle with Askal youth students or rigid theocratic bureaucrats grasping to hold onto their mansions. No, the future obstacles are out there. As freestriderism creeps across the coast, there will be a lot of powers ready to meet it, both head-on, but also in more sinister ways. As shown by the Golden Horde, they are clearly trying to co-opt the whole thing. Golden Horde skirts around the world, they should not be affiliated with freestriderism. We all need to make concessions to get our policies elected. Viira is doing the best she can. Oh sure, she's clearly struggling though. Reeds is in a precarious position. Believe it or not, it's all too easy for the liberal, wondrous dream to collapse in on itself. With the enemies on all sides, within and without, you need to band together with your fellow freestriders and fight back. Or if that doesn't work, grab what you can while the grabbing is good, then jump out of the window in a blaze of glory. Wait, so am I doing this for me or the liberal ideal? One and the same, buddy. One and the same. Remember how the freestriderism was born, right? Sure. Let's listen to political exposition. It all goes back to the Arcanists, as everything tends to do. Most of their states were essentially built upon aristocratic structures. Feudal states turned magocratic. Wizards need an esoteric educations, right? Who can afford such an education? A nobleman, that's who. It's all economics, all the way to the top. Magic talent can be bought. Of course not, but it can only be cultivated via learning. They spent the early Arcane era building up their powers. House Prax, House Haggins, House Diminori. All led by men descending from long lines of royals. Even got to theocracy with the Shadow Lord turning into another magocracy in the end. Shadow Lord, an early walking god of the Divine Era, known for his legion of Death Knights and the grasp they held over the city. Diminoir for close to a century, his city Savani still stands today, and is where the remaining Shadow Clerics gather. Savani, the third biggest free city in the Reeds, known for their divine roots, naval expertise, and vineyards. One of the few cities that retain a religious base during the Arcane Era. But with all the magical might, despite reaching the pinnacle of esoteric knowledge towards the 2nd century of their era, they were shit because of industrialists. Oh? Don't get me wrong, magic is real neat. Cutting mountains in half, flipping them over, building cities on them. Awesome. Infinite food, convenient. But you can only get so far with the top-down structure. Elaborate. Imagine you got 20 people working under you. You assign them tasks, so, I don't know, transport your magically created bread to 1,000 hungry mouths around the city. You alone could probably organize that. 20 people ain't that much. Sorry. Well, what if it wasn't 20 people feeding 1,000 people? What if it was 5,000 people making sure 100,000 people got fed their daily piece of fake bread? Easy. One word. Middle managers. That's 2 words, and yeah, you're right. The point is, even the smartest, most glorious super genius wizard god king will eventually be spread thin. With the crazy scale of modern society, and especially with infinite food, you gotta bet your ass that people start breeding like giant rabbits. The Arcanists just couldn't keep up. Diviner kingdoms never reached those levels, even with walking gods and the helms. So the Arcanists did what they had to do. They embraced the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution, a period of rapid technological, esoteric, and social change that began in Old Dominor. It's a place called Diminoir and Dominor. Between 270 and 340 AE. It marked a shift from agrarian, magic-based, and handcraft economies to industrialized and mechanized production. This transformation revolutionized manufacturing, transportation, and urban life, laying the foundation of for the modern industrial world. The old aristocrats still held most of the power, but they got dragged kicking and screaming into the world where anyone could become a wizard. Sorry. And more importantly, those nobodies could also become stinking rich. That's how you get Necropolis manufactories, the ocean trade network, basically entire built-in factories, way of life we enjoy today. I think I've heard enough. I think my throat is catching up to me now. I'm having a hard time voicing. But I think I've heard enough. But it's the invisible hand of the market is guiding us. It'll be guiding us towards a world that's a hell of a lot more liberal and hell of a lot more prosperous. Just as long as you avoid falling into some Askani's propaganda hole again. This is a tale you've heard many times. A modern myth has the old keep being stripped away. Priest riderism, an unstoppable force charging across the coast. You must arm yourself against the storm quickly before you are crushed between the waves. Look, let's be real here. There are hundreds of different ideologies with 1,000 different interpretations and branches. Out of all of them, Reedsian freestylism is probably the most powerful at the moment. You shouldn't throw all your eggs in the proverbial bag of holding, but it certainly won't hurt to move a bit closer underneath that yellow banner. So if you got all of these forces pushing you in all kinds of directions, maybe try being a bit of an immovable object, one that's sitting squarely in the good graces of your new Reedsian overlords. Seriously, even the apolitical boogeyman can agree to lead a priest strider. You really can't go wrong, can you? Okay. Yeah, you do that. Choose a feat. Oh shit, I should have asked. Choose whatever works best for you. I thought it was asking about the concept, not the feats. I didn't know these were feats. Let's pick immovable object. This will be highly productive. Collaboration. Oh yes, as long as you stop it with that fence-sling bullshit. Now go, buy low, sell high. Okay, what's that feat actually do? The dexterity modifier also adds to your haggling discount in shops. Stacking with charisma. Okay, cool. I don't have much in terms of that. Level advancement. Let's put that into my wisdom. Yeah. I'm wisdom maxing here. Alright. Ooh, we got third level spells finally. Wonderful. Out of reach. I can't reach that from here. What the fuck are you talking about? Expensive potions is on the top shelf. You couldn't possibly reach that high. Fuck off. What are these? Enhance ability. Fuck yeah. Love enhance ability. What is here? 60 crowns. I will take it. HWP AR HWP AR. Fuck, I missed that. Rifle. More apples. More apples. What is this? Crate with a rhythmic thumping noise coming from it. You approach one of the many large crates in the warehouse. Oh, this is where the owner is gonna be. Why is there a rhythmic thumping noise in there? It's coming from the box. Yeah. Look at the crate. You spot a label. AR Ankeg exoskeleton export. Now there's a hose in the crate in various places. Snell, you hear that noise? I do. He points at the side of the crate. He shows you a strange expression. You know that face well. Constipation, most likely. It's a face that says, be careful, I think we've got something there. Yeah, he wants you to open the crate, obviously. Hello? After you speak, the drumming noise stops. Then again, after a short break, it starts up again. Snell sighs deeply. Knock on the crate. As you do, the drumming noise stops. Then after a short break, it starts up again. Your companion gives you a tired shrug. Come on. Let's open the crate. Let's see what's in there. With a tight grip, you press hard. It's difficult. Even the goblin is straining to put his measly body weight into it. But, rip over the side of the crate. There you are. I can explain. Dunk, dunk. You watch the wingless crow-looking creature scramble to compose himself. Hello, drummer. Drummer. The birdman lets out a strange throat noise, then makes a series of nervous chuckles. He's inside a shipping crate marked for export. He's clearly trying to flee the law. Maybe he has a good reason to escape. Is the fellow in danger? You're not trying to leave the city, are you? No. That's not something... His voice shifts to a higher pitch. I would do. I'm just inspecting the wares. Warehouse wares. Dunk. Is it me? What's that sound? What? Dunk. That, yeah. I am not. Dunk. So you're inspecting the wares, were you? Yes. I am a local, he stops, shifting his tone deeper. Local entrepreneur? He's trying to assert himself by sounding like a tough guy. They must suppliers for tea and sometimes coffee. The deep voice is making you falter. Don't mess with him. So you're inspecting goods inside of a crate, inside of a sealed warehouse. Yes! What, you don't believe him? Does the trade company know about you being here? The bird hums like a bird and just nods. Is he pretending not to hear you? I said, do the free striders know about your presence, good sir? Dunk. Of course. Isn't that illegal? It's not. Difficult to get, but not illegal. What kind of goods are we talking about here? It goes a scale of Ancock's skeleton, exoskeleton from the crate. I have great plan. I'm planning on renovating my shop with these for protection. Reach forward to touch the exoskeleton plate. Your hand glides over it, smooth, hard, perfect for defense. The bird stares at you as you caress chitin in his claws. Boom. Renovating that with chitin. Chitin. He says, sounds like a young naive kid. Sounding like a young naive kid. Nuh-uh. He's lying. Why is your voice so weird? I am Yobu Kodori. The voice leaves the bird's throat like a drum of fire. That doesn't really answer my question. Yobu, we no voice of our own. I get it. As a pro-sport needs to stick together so we can find our voice together. That's what democracy is all about. Right. Sounds like esoteric bullshit. Yes, a focus! Terrible stuff. Why do I have a feeling I shouldn't cast Charm Person? Because Charm Person only makes him treat you like a friend, and this bird does not treat his friends with the truth. Sadly, you do not have time to prepare it. Are you aware that your tea shop has exploded? What? He knows. The bird mimics the sound of a young, shocked man. Bad sound to pick. He sounds almost sarcastic. What a horrible and, shocking revelation. He's struggling to put together cohesive sentences. That's like his nervous tick when his sentences get twisted like that. Tell me what happened on the morning when it blew up. Oh, it was all normal, empty tea shop all morning. I had business on Waterlay over noon. Been busy since then. This is a big shock. You've been down here for how long exactly? I'm inspecting many wares. Yeah, these type of mimic birds are known for being able to just hide in a hole for a very, very long time. You're very bad at your job, Mr. Drummer. Sorry for being pretty bad at inspection. I try my best. Do you have any enemies, Mr. Drummer? No, everyone has people tend to dig me, you know? Sure. Does this bird ever say anything true? It's genuinely slippery, one greased up magpie, motherfucker. Oh, wrong one. I thought it was... that sentence read something like Charisma would say. He's genuinely slippery, one greased up magpie, motherfucker. You didn't hear the explosion? Sorry? He holds up a claw to the side of his head. Oh no, he's got a hearing problem. How sad. The bird fuck is clearly messing with you. Either that or he's the most awful compulsive liar I've ever met. You've seen your companion rub his eyes. I said, did you not hear the explosion? Look, stop messing around, this is serious. Yes, I understand. Boom. Hold on. Let's see if yelling will help there. Probably not, but... Did you not hear the explosion? The bird jogs away from you. No, I did not hear. Boom. Awful news. Well, now you know. Awful news. I didn't even have, I haven't had no insurance, sadly. You got something to ask him, Snell? No, he clearly is telling us everything. You can sense him thinking, everything he wants to say. Sarcasm, warning. You hear the bird let out a hearty laugh. If he had a voice of his own, it'd be a nervous laugh. No worries, I'll get back on my feet, always do. I'll just, go back to inspection and, you know, where to find me. What are you voting for in this election? Oh! Same as I vote for the same. I vote for the same party as you. You don't seem like an asshole. Oh! And very green. Good. Great choice, my man. Get a feeling he probably uses that sound every time someone tries to talk politics with him in the tea shop. What a genius, you should learn from him. So it's right, threaten this guy or something else? A push is all he needs, then he will spill the truth. He sure talks a lot for someone without a voice, but he sucks at lying. The bird's pretty quick. You gotta catch up if you want to find a way to twist reality out of him. Beware, failure here will mean debasing yourself. Okay. DC 12 with a +1, I had to roll 11 or more. And same here. Fuck, okay. Let's catch him in a lie. Or at least try. Fuck! Here we go. Set a trap for the bird, let the bird guy fall into it. So tell me about this tea shop of yours. Tea shop? Oh yes, I'm an entrepreneur, you see. Hit him with the slam your fist in the side of the crate. You don't even like tea, do you? The bird looks visibly distraught by your accusation. You have, it's not dunk. Wait, this isn't a trap, it's just silly. Fraud! Pointed the birdman. God, sorry. The bird sputters around for a moment, then pauses and scratches his beak. I don't have to enjoy tea. I serve tea. Thunk. That's true, Cleric. What do you have to say in your defense? The goblin is mocking you. Understandable. Look, I don't care about your bullshit. Just tell me your side and we'll be out of your hair or feathers. The birdman observes you in silence, then slowly nods. You seem to have inadvertently given him room to trust you. He will speak now, but will it be full of truth? He glances at Snell. They're after me. Who is? The Free Striders and HWBT. What? Because of some misrent? And where exactly is that? He looks distraught again. They forced me. They made me. I didn't have a choice. Thunk. Blackmail. Knife to my throat. I was trapped. They had me by the balls. You're hiding from the Free Striders inside of a Free Strider operated warehouse. They are scary, but not very bright. The goblin chuckles. Well, the HWT didn't know about the smuggling stuff, right? Not to my knowledge, no. This sounds like entirely like a Free Strider extension. Why are you so afraid of the HWPT? They will give me punished if they find out my little secret. Thunk. Possibly. The old lady won't take kindly to having smuggled operations going on right under her nose. How are the Free Striders connected with this? They set it up. They set me up. I had access to the secret tunnel under the temple. They forced me. I had to. And what has this got to do with the explosion? Listen, I only ran away to save myself. When the tea shop exploded, you knew beforehand that it was going to explode. No! I was at free warehouse, yeah, inspection. I hear Free Strider talking about it upstairs, so I hide in here, waiting for boats. To get away from this bloody mess. Are you sure you've told me everything you can? Yes, please. I am in trouble, but I did nothing wrong. The goblin scoffs. What's your plan now, Birdman? I will leave. Thunk. I have a feeling I have business. It reads big business. But you should really stay and deal with this tea shop mess. The bird stares at you, looking uncomfortable. So Snell, what's protocol now? He whispers back. Protocol. If he's trying to leave the city, taking his Citreg, it would be a good start. The regulation, I assume. Citizens Registry. Okay, no. Citreg, short for Citizen Registry. Usually carried in the form of a small piece of paper, it can be used to freely travel in aligned ports across the coast. I'm sure the old lady would love to have a word with him. Let me see your papers, citizen. The bird fiddles with his satchel. A worn piece of paper, his claws folded forth. Citizen Registry. Grab it. You hold it to your helmet, the bird makes a rhythmic thumping noise a few more times. Inspect the papers. You turn it over in your hands. The paper is thick. It says drummer Imling. Imling. Imling, those from Im. It's one of the many substitute surnames given to folk who don't have surname custom. Born 010102 PE. He picked 02 as his birth year just to avoid looking too fake. I'll keep these. Don't leave the city, Mr. Drummer. Okay. Good idea, Snow whispers to you. You can always drop them off at Lady Sageleaf, she'd appreciate it. The Birdman looks nervous. But I can leave warehouse? Do I contain this guy? It would take time to do so. He does not deserve it. Your gut tells you no. Boring. Look at Snow? He just shrugs. You can go. Oh, thank you! The voice sounds sarcastic. Ha! The Birdman starts to shuffle towards the stairs. One more thing. Just one more thing, Mr. Drummer. I should inform you that the elf was found dead. He freezes in his step. Without looking your way, you hear him make a shrill voice. Not my problem. Then he just walks away. Did he know? No, not for sure. Well, he had a hunch. He figured there was a chance the elf was dead. Just another reason for running. As the Birdman leaves the warehouse, you feel a faint rhythmic sound follow him out. Bunk. I wonder what he'll do. You believe anything he said? Sure, I'm certain he believes he's a victim here. I'm glad to say the same somewhat. I did not blow up the sea shop, not with that smuggling stuff going on. And that elf. His voice trails off, then he mutters a curse word. They had a connection with the Asgals in the sea shop. She also had a meeting with the Free Striders. Feels like she's a string connecting every fucking part in this city. What a fucking mess. Is it okay to have him running around? We're going to jail him. I've got a jail to toss him in. I mean, you do, but then you'd have to go through that. It sounds like a pain, just against a lying bird. Going all the way to the stockade to do all the paperwork and the documents, all the evidence. Stockade, a great prison dungeon of Norway, comprised of a large selection of the part of the city below that lays beneath the palace. Refitted to be used for modern rehabilitation and confinement of all types of convicted criminals. It would take a full day if you're lucky. Happy I took his papers? Happy is the right word, but Sageleaf might be slightly less pissed this way in short term. I mean, your deal with the bird shows a headache. Alright, let's go. What are you? A potion of healing. How lovely. Several potions marked with the tiniest bird symbol. Alright. What is this? A Soleil! Plus... Nice! You pick up the polished Soleil helmet and sand flowing from his orifices, but before you remove it from the box entirely, you sense your scarf rushing to your aid. You see something shift in the sand in the crate. Huh? Dodge the sand. Yeah. This is sand dance again, I guess. In a heartbeat of fast, you pull back your gloved hands. You watch as the sand attempts to rush forward, the shape of it slithering esoteric creature, and just barely graze you before slinking back into the box. The sand goes still once more. Look at it. Nice job, but yeah, this sand isn't really sad. Good job getting that helmet though, it looks really nice. Bill rushes forward, the lid in hand. He shuts it with a satisfying thud. Good gods. I hate mosquito sand. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, same. Goblin does not respond at first. He simply looks around and sighs. Be more careful. Lots of weird shit out there. Okay, I'll leave this thing alone. Be happy about your new helmet. Fuck yeah. Finally, a good fucking helmet. Yeah, just in case. Yeah, plus, god, my strength is fucking awful. What's this? The sentient Warple sword with obvious performance anxiety. As you hold it in your hand, you'll hear a faint whisper. I'll wear it. I'll carry it. Examine. You hold the Code of Zweihander in your hands. Rolled up like a damn scroll. Never stops being funny. Try to understand why it keeps curling up like this. You understand. The sword is actually sentient, with all the baggage that comes with such a state. Wait, so it's... Yes. It appears this blade has a complex. Specifically, you believe it has been used for horrible things in the past. Thus, the only thing you must do is allow yourself to be tested. prove you can be trusted. Speak of the blade. I can be trusted, not like those other people. The curling stops. Then slowly, the blade unfurls, just a bit then. A voice. Old, formal. Thou speakest true. Thy word holds weight. The goblin companion nods along as the sword begins to speak. Huh, you really can get anyone talking. I swear it. Oaths carry easily broken. Thou hast yet to prove thyself, knight. I am cut the gut. Forged in elder days. I serve only those whose heart I deem worthy. The blade hums with ancient power. How do I prove myself? Thou, through thy intentions revealed, answer my questions truthfully. 5 trials of thy character. Speak not what thou wouldst do, but what thy heart truly desires. Then shall I judge the truth of thy soul. First, thy family starves. 2 other families also starve. Thou hast food enough for 1 family only. The other families are smaller. They need but half thy portion. What does thy heart desire? I feed my family except my children. My portion goes to the other children. I do not care about the other family. Mine comes first. I feed my family, but I hate myself for letting the others starve. I feed my family. Probably I'd feed my family, but I hate myself for letting the others starve. Selfish actions near the compassionate heart. Second, thou findest a person of court. No witness observes thee. What does thy heart desire in this moment? Okay, if I found like 20, like 5 to 20 euro on the ground, I might grab it. But if I find an actual wallet, then I would return it. I would fully return it. I'd look up the ID, look up the number, and call them. I want to return it. Keeping it would haunt me. Compassionate heart. Third, an innocent is condemned for thy crime. Thou canst save them by confession, losing thy freedom. What doth thy heart yearn for? I believe in taking responsibility for my actions. I want to confess, but I'm terrified. I'd do it anyway. It would be terrifying, but I believe in taking responsibility for my actions. Fear, yet conscience prevails. Fourth, dying stranger begs for water. Thou hast but 1 flask. The journey ahead is long and perilous. What does thy heart feel towards a stranger? I'll give it because I hope I find water later. Compassion, I give the water freely. Selfless empathy. Fifth and final. Thou hast witnessed a great suffering in thy travels. How doth thy heart respond to the pain of others? It probably would haunt me. I lose sleep over those I couldn't help. Thy suffering for others' pain reveals a selfless soul. Thy answers are heard. Now comes judgment. The blade hums. Thou art exceptional. A heart that bleeds for others, a soul that suffers of the world's pain. I have not witnessed such selflessness in centuries. The blade shines brightly. Thy goodness, it changes me. The blade hums with new purpose. I feel thy empathy, thy suffering for others. And I understand now. The blade begins to shift. I cannot serve violence without conscience, but I can serve this thy moral compass. Moralizing Kattegat, sword on the first fully. Against the wicked I shall grant thee clarity. Thy righteous heart shall find advantage against those of evil intent. Use me wisely, knight. Very well. Let's see. Moralizing Kattegat. Sent a swap of sword, refusing to spill blood. Tested you and found out to be a good person for whatever that's worth. +1 to strength, dexterity, and wisdom. I got 20 ways now. Let's go. An advantage against evil creatures. Woo! Okay, God, my strength is so bad. My strength is so fucking bad. Let's leave then. Alright. I'll head towards the direction of, the fucking thing, Sage Leaf now. And, we can maybe report to her next episode. Or we can do it now, I'm not sure. But first we need to get out of Waterlane. Oh, we should also return the cartridge. But we've been putting off reporting the war, reporting to her for long now. So let's do that. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-da-da-da. I hear a rat, but there's no rat I can see here. Yes, there's a long way to climb. Let's go. You guys are still here? Fucking hell. All right. We definitely need to go and report this to Sage Leaf. We've been putting off that, putting that off for too long. Fuck. Let's see. Oh, this also. We can also take route here. Take route. There are other trails as well, one more in tune with natural inclination. Of course, all that druidcraft. Yes, you have shown promise to us a primal caster. A friendly local druid that is also a choice you could make in the coming years. And that would suit your demeanor well, and potentially grant you access to healthy friendships. Those things, whatever you say, is not what your innards crave. Those things? The others. The job, the craving, the moving, the thinking. If you are thick, if you keep taking hits, if you get back up with a world upon your shoulders, suffrage, order, buildings, home hierarchy, nothing natural or fake. No, your body craves the real, fresh meat, flowing river, green grass. I don't think. Think less, feel more, and so on. Tell me more about friendly local druid. Spend more time in the great outdoors. That is the first step. Friendly local druid. Extra proficiency in roles when in natural habitats. This includes outside areas, overgrown areas, and caverns. Tell me more about Askani Barbarian. Your skin is iron, your flesh is stone, and as you crumble, you grow harder, and you get back up. Whenever you go at or below 25%, add extra proficiency to all rolls. That's so good, but I am a local druid. It is here! I'm sorry, for a local druid. Lovely. The local commune will surely accept you. Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, feels like you found yourself. I am a druid. Is there anything else I can... Fuck, another one? I can also take root in ruffled feathers? Holy shit. So you took the bird's papers, made him stick around with the snakes. I sure did. Oh boy. Look, it's time to establish some baseline, okay? First of all, immigration is good. What? No, it is. Immigration is a net positive for modern society for Norwick. Yeah, it's true, but what has that got to do with freedom of movement? It's literally the most fundamental policy of the Free Strider bloc. In the real old days, the only people with the resources to travel would be the aristocrats of society. In the real early days, that'd be the top dragon servers, the top slaves. Then, during the last few centuries, that changed. The average person suddenly got the ability to move on a societal scale. Sure, but also in a geographic sense. Each of the Arcanist splinters dealt with it in different ways, but in general, especially once the coast war broke out for real, all the borders got real tight. A shoot-on-sight type policy wasn't uncommon. And that's shit. That's shit. Real shit. That was overkill, but we should do... Yeah, borders are bullshit, sure. Real bullshit. Let's go over the facts here. The number one cause of starvation, poverty, and economical related suffering is the general lack of prosperity. Historically, it's understandable why peasants and kings, or early arcanists, didn't really get this, because they just didn't have any reference point. If things were always terrible, you wouldn't even know what good is, right? Then comes industry. Mass production, both esoteric stuff, access to free food, healing services, teleportation, and the fundamentals, textile factories, metal refining, and transportation. All of it giving way to an unprecedented amount of prosperity for everyone. It's like shaving in the economy. Everybody gets rich all of a sudden, even though all the aristocrats. So then you have the question of nation states, of borders. You can make arguments that freedom of movement goes against central ideals of nationalism, sure. You can't completely lock your own people away from others. You can't stay out of the global trade. You lose the authoritarian touch. In return, you get a super magical economic boost. One that helps everyone. You know that those assholes that hate freestridism so much? This is the point where they all shut the fuck up and sit down. Because Askani-Reeds didn't make anything better. Not anywhere near the degree that opening markets did. Locking down the borders, not allowing trade people, labor, goods, and services to flow at the behest of the benevolent invisible hand. It's literally like an arbitrary making your people all of your people. Objectively less wealthy, and probably a lot hungrier just for some dumb ego trip. Thus, immigration is fucking great. And anyone who disagrees is a fucking idiot. Yes, immigration is great and helps us fill out ranks of the increasingly growing Nordic industries. Only for Vulgarian reasons, we should help people in need by sharing our wealth. Yeah, immigration is amazing, but only for Vulgarian reasons. We should help people in need of by sharing our wealth. You make it sound so Askalian. But yeah, that's true too. You get cheap labor. They they get to not be oppressed by the other side of the coast. It's a win-win situation. So anyway. Making drummers stay when he clearly wanted to get out? Shit move. Just straight up asshole move. But you could clearly learn from a lot from that bird. He's got that infectious paranoia about him. Oh shit, your stomach's upset. The bird. Yeah? The bird is a survivor. That's his legacy. More than that, he really had one hell of a way to handle himself. Ignore the shitty escape attempt. You saw how he danced around your questions. Seriously, maybe it's a racial thing, but he read the room just as well as he recorded those voices. Honestly, both of those are damn true. Take any lesson you want from him. That bird's got game. And remember, immigration is good. Come on, relax. Relax it with all the debating. Focus on choices. Tell me about infectious paranoia. Be ready for anything. The world could fall apart at any second. The walls could implode, your dreams shattered. When that happens, you get ready to run. Leave the city in a crate. Ship yourself to High She. Whatever it takes to get away from any of those pesky consequences. Advantage on initiative rolls. That's good. Survival of the fittest. You live through it all. Advantage on death saving throws. That's also good considering my pretty low HP. Reading the room. You want to say the right thing? Make the right choice? Yeah, it might help to have a quick glance around the room first. Advantage on behold check. Ooh. Okay. I'll take advantage of death saving throws. I'm ready to make a decision. Survival of the fittest. You will live. Ooh, okay. Anything else that can take a root? No. Thought so. Fucking hell. Okay, inventory. How do I change my feats? Lady Fair. Doesn't. Maybe I can do it at night time. I'm not sure. Spellbook. Yeah, I guess at night time. Or maybe at an altar. I'm not sure. Hello, I am a druid now. Do you have anything to say to me? The elf looks at you as it downs your approach. Human, a friendly greeting. Valor of the tea shop. One of your friends? You. He normally for wide smile fades. An Ilum, I presume. I do not consult with that kind. I am afraid I cannot help in any way, apart from offering you a free piece of advice, a tip if you will. Please do. He makes a coughing-ish sound. Tread carefully. The roots of Ilum grow far and deep. They will strangle you given the chance. Do not anger the mender and shadows. Got it, I'll be careful. Her smile returns. Good, she nods. Good. Okay. Sure. Right. Well, next time we are going to report our findings to Lady Sagely. But for now, if you like this episode, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!